What's up, everybody of YouTube's S-Berries here. Today I'm going to be giving you 10 tips/ways on how not to be bad at Overwatch, the new shooter by Blizzard. I fucking love this game, and hopefully some of the information I share with you will increase your ability to output DPS or whatever you hope to do in this game. Let's get started. Number 10.
Knowledge.
Knowing what the fuck you're doing in any game is vital, and especially in Overwatch. You have to know what every single hero in this game does, or villain. I don't fucking know. They were all heroes at some point or something like that. Anyway, knowing what everyone does, knowing how the maps play out, and getting a feel of the game. Now, this is something that you get with experience or something you can get from looking at YouTube videos. I haven't done any in-depth videos on any characters or maps yet, but once you get the lay of the land and the lay of the heroes, then that's when you can start building that as a foundation for your playstyle. Number 9. This is a team-based game. You guys need to work together to succeed. Yes, you can get very good, and if you are skilled enough at a hero, you can carry a game depending on who you're playing. So first off, it depends who you're playing as. There's a few champions in this game that if you get good enough, you can carry a game, which are typically mostly the assault-based champions. And I keep saying champions, I know, just bear with me. But you're not that good. That's why you're watching this video. You're not carrying your games, and there's a reason for that. Blizzard did a pretty damn good job on rounding everyone out, balancing them to a certain extent where everyone exceeds at certain parts, but they need their team to pick up their part in order to work together. So stop fucking thinking you're making all these big dick plays wanting to do big dick DPS. If your team needs a tank and you're all getting shit on and dying in an instant and you can't keep the objective from going, someone's gonna have to switch, which leads me into my next tip. Number 8. Switching your heroes. This game is far different from every other one that comes close to it, and the fact is you can switch on death, or if you really want to, but I highly suggest you don't do this, head to the back, hold down X, and switch your hero. Maybe you're not doing so hot with Tracer or Reaper like 90% of the people want to play in this. So maybe you should switch to someone else that you know you're good with, or someone you know will do good in this situation that you're in. If your opponent has a lot of offensive people and you need tanks or something like that, get a fucking tank. You don't have to do the most amount of damage every single game. Multiple people, I know that the play of the game is typically whoever gets the highest kill streak, which is kind of stupid. I mean, if a Mercy revives 4 or 5 people, that should be a play of a game, because that's game changing. That's just as game changing as getting a double or triple kill, in my opinion, because it can instantly flip it around. Anyway, enough ranting. Switch your heroes when you need to. I do not see people switching enough. They want to stick and play with one guy. That's fine, but if you're not doing your part, if you're slacking and you're dragging your team down because, fuck it, I want to play Reaper, everyone else always picks Assault, so I want to be Assault. Be on your big old fucking nerdy monkey chest and shit like that. Get over yourself, and fucking, you have to make the choice. You could do lots of DPS for a little bit and lose. That's fine. If I'm on the other team, I don't care if you do that. But if you're on my team, I will be more than likely the one to switch. I want to win. I want the experience. I want the loot boxes. I want to level quickly, and it feels so much better to win. And just switch, please, for the love of God. Not enough people do it. Blizzard gave us the golden opportunity to switch. Now, here's the thing. This is such a big thing is... Alright, it'll lead in my next one. Number 7, learn the maps. Now, I know I said at number 10 is just get the knowledge of how the game works. Now, what I mean by learn the maps is not learn where the healing spots are necessarily in maps and stuff like that, but learn the strategies of the map. If there is a long hallway, narrow corridor, and you're on defense, and you know that there's this crate that just ever so blocks you enough when you go into turret form as Bastion, this is what I said I'm going to talk about this from the last tip. Because if you take advantage of champion knowledge and the ability to switch for whichever point that the objective is in the game, King of the Hill is a bit different because that is one central location through the whole thing. But for things like payload and like unlocking the spot for the payload to start moving, depending on where you are in the map, certain heroes have certain advantages that others don't. And getting good with heroes across the board instead of just focusing on playing one, yeah, if you're the best Reaper player ever, fucking good job, good for you, homie. But someone who is versatile, I promise, will have a higher win rate than someone who can only stick and play with one hero. Trust me on this. This is from personal experience and from everything I've seen while playing video games since I put a controller in my hand the first time. Versatility is key. It's what gives you the advantage when you need it, and it's what helps you win the most amount of games. Number 6. Now this tip I'm kind of hypocritical about due to the fact that I swear like a sailor and a welder had a baby. Now, don't grief your team. I want to shit talk so much, and I need to shit talk. It gets out of my system. Otherwise, I get fucking angry and like fucking hit the chair or something like that. That's not okay. But shit talking's fine if you mute yourself. I keep myself muted because other players shouldn't have to mute me because I'm having a bad time. They just want to play a game, have fun, and I understand that. So do I, but I have fun from winning, and all I want to do is win my games. So I will mute myself, and I highly hope you do too. It's just the nicer thing to do instead of make people go out of their way to mute you. So then they don't, because if you mute yourself, you get the option to unmute yourself when you need to tell your teammates something positive, like, hey, good job, or hey, they're over here. If you mute yourself before they do, then you're not bound by not being able to speak to them. If you need to talk to your teammates to make plays, that's what you need to do. Alright, tip number 5. Now this one is going to contradict the shit out of tip number 4, but hear me out, and if you can make sense out of what I'm saying, thank you so much. Because I'm going to ramble for a second. Tip number 5 is team synergy. You need to have a team that works well together. And if you can combine it with my other tips of knowing the map, and it just becomes fucking beautiful. There's like certain parts in the like desert map in the King Tut's tomb or whatever where a Mercy can hide in the back of this little hallway on the first objective and keep damage buffing and healing a, like, what the fuck's it called? Bastion. And we couldn't hit her, and even if I tried to play Junkrat, Bastion would take the hits and then just be healed up and gun us down before we could do anything. So team synergy is required. You guys have to work together. I can't stress that enough. I have not had a game where anyone has carried me. No one has been MLG. I play Xbox One. Maybe there's PC people that are just too damn good at the game. Or PS4. I don't fucking know or care. I play Xbox One for Overwatch, and that's where I'm gonna be having my opinion from. So, yes, team synergy. Sorry, I rant a lot because I don't use scripts in my videos. I like to wing it because I like it to come from my heart and not like, I don't want to think about it. I want you guys to know exactly what I'm talking about.
Watch out for that Bastion aiming right up at the door, and there's a Torbjorn tower.
And now, when I talk about this next tip, it's gonna seem a little bit weird. Tip number 4, don't follow Blizzard's fucking suggested team builds. Yes, it is nice to have a well-rounded team, but let's be honest, not everyone is good at every role just yet. This is still a new game. Now this contradicts my last tip, but stick with what you're good with in an area. So let me give you an example. Your team needs a healer. You suck at Lucio. Process of elimination. Play Mercy. Play Zenyatta. Zenyatta's pretty offensive, like has a very offensive playstyle for a healer. Sorry about that stutter. But yeah, stick with what you're good with, and I promise there's a hero in each role to fit your fancy. Like if you need a tank and you still like doing big dick DPS, play Roadhog. He doesn't die. He can pull enemies in close, pulling them out of position, which is fucking savage. Blitz hooks in Blizz games, I'm titillated over it. And yeah, just you can play your playstyle in multiple roles is what I'm trying to say. So here's the other thing. If your team is good and you have two good Bastion players that know where to set up and know how to snap the targets like none other, and it's like, oh, you have too many builders. Fuck you, Blizzard. Don't tell me what to do. I trust my teammates and me and this other guy. We are awesome Bastion players. You don't have to follow that like the Bible. If you see people lock in their people, more than likely they're going to feed and they just want to play that person because they think they're cool. So you have to play around that. So the way of playing around that is to kind of sticking to what you're good with and helping. I am rambling like a motherfucker, but if you can decipher what I'm trying to say, it actually makes sense. Like right now, I think I have Lucio gameplay going on in the background. I'm staring right at it, but I still have to edit the video and everything. But yeah, I just really want to emphasize play with what you're good with, and I promise there is a wide selection of heroes. You will find at least one person in each role you like. And sometimes you don't have to have that role. We've been shit on by multiple Reapers all popping their ultimate at the same time. You don't survive that no matter how many Reinhardts or whatever the fuck you got going on. So, if it works for you, stick to it. If it doesn't work, change it. Simple enough. Tip number 3. And this goes for every fucking game I have ever played that involves you working together with at least one or more people. Communication. Communication is key. Telling people where certain other enemies are at. Telling people if you see someone's ultimate go on cooldown. Letting people, hey, get your fucking ass over here and let me heal you. That's a lot more helpful than you trying to chase down someone who's peeling corners and you're trying to play Mercy and you need to fly to them so you can save their life and then they get gunned down because you didn't say anything. And I know, it's like, fucking, they need to pay attention. No, they don't need to pay attention. You need to be the bigger person if you want to be the big player, and you need to do callouts. Callouts and communication. Even if you guys are laughing and having fun, setting a good mood for everyone and just communicating puts you in a better chance of success. I promise. Someone who is getting pissed off, talking shit, and not even on the headset with their teammate is always going to do worse than the guys laughing and having fun even though they're getting shit on. Because those guys laughing and having fun will keep trying because they don't care. They're playing a game. They will get shit done. I promise this. So that leads me into my next tip. Tip number 2. Have fun. It's still a video game. And I am very hypocritical about this. Anyone who's ever played video games with me knows I play to win. And that's how I have fun. But you know what? When I'm playing with friends, even though I'm sitting there bitching 99% of the time, I'm still having fun. That's just the way I voice it. And that's the way I express myself. So other people have other ways of expressing yourselves. If your friends are okay with you bitching like mine are, which I'm blessed because they bitch and complain too, so we're all just a bunch of little nagging assholes, but we're each other's nagging assholes, and that's what matters. And also, play with friends if you can. I just fucking knocked something over because I use hand gestures when I talk. But play with friends. You get an XP boost. So it's fucking win or lose, you still get more experience. You have better communication. You already know you're going to trust these players. And if you sit in a party with them or something like that, I highly suggest you don't, by the way. Even if you guys are all talking, having fun, and talking to friends that aren't in the game with you, it's still a lot more helpful for a random that doesn't have a headset to be able to hear you guys using callouts. Now, if you're just talking, having a casual time, you don't care if you win or lose, and it's at the expense of other players, then fine, sit in your party, I don't care. But I'm going to wrap this video up with one last tip. Alright. Tip number 1. If you are going on tilt and you don't leave that game and you start noticing you are getting paired up against the same people each time, it's because you are. Blizzard's fucking like servers or whatever is trying to save time and energy by just keeping the same people in the same game. So if you are on tilt, take a few minutes to just leave. Open a couple loot boxes, go tug one out, get something to drink some fucking soda, water, whatever, fucking act like one of those fake ass Twitch boys who's like, oh, I'm so healthy, all I drink on stream is fucking water and milk and energy
fuck yeah, I'll
drinks.
go tank.
Not energy drinks, but the fucking protein shakes.
Right.
Get the fuck over yourself,
yeah.
guys. We all know the second you turn that off, you go and fucking have some MLG Mountain Dew and Doritos. But that was like my little rant for the video.
So that's my
Well,
charge.
But
First,
yeah, if you're
strike.
on tilt,
Barrier field.
take a break, because if you wait a few minutes, those people you were queued with that were shitting on you are like on tilt in a good way, and they are winning, and they will shit on you again, I promise, unless you guys know what they're doing and you adjust accordingly,
30 seconds.
which doesn't happen in most random games.
All
if
right,
I have
guys,
one
if you can hear me,
random
I'm
and
gonna
I'm not
cock
with a full
block
team
the
of
front
friends,
door.
we
Can't remember
can't
where it is.
like just change it. It's weird to say even about
Oh,
all these tips, but we are still hard-headed when it comes to the way we play. But thank you so much for listening to me rant. I hope any single one of these tips help you in Overwatch. And please, for the love of God, if you see me,
2,
apply these
1,
tips
let's go, Overwatch
in-game.
hype!
Because if I see people and they're like, hey dude, saw you on this fucking YouTube thing, which probably won't happen, this won't get a lot of views, I'm assuming. But if, oh, I saw your video, it was so cool, nice tips, and then you don't fucking like use any of them, like what's the point of me making this video? What was the point of you sitting through watching it? What was the point of you sitting there for, what am I going on, 17 minutes now? Yeah, don't waste our time. And I won't waste your time. And if I'm fucking doing shit, call me on it. Please like, subscribe to me if you want to. Dislike, give me feedback. I know I should probably write a script so I stop rambling and stuttering, but I feel like I don't get enough views on my videos. To, like, stop, focus too hard on this, as you can tell by the lack of content.
Get out of here.
But thank you so much for your support so far. It means a lot to me, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.
Oh, no, stop it. Stop.
Alright, I actually have a bonus tip for you.
None of that.
I forgot to include it in the video, but this one is actually essential to gameplay. Don't hang on to your ultimate for too long. I know a lot of people are scared and they want to save it for the best moment, but the thing is, that moment might not come that game. And when you do that, you kind of throw the game not using your ultimate. Maybe killing those two people was enough to set them back from getting their ultimate or keeping them from their team and getting you the win. Plus, you're going to get your ultimate at least 3 or 4 more times after your first one. If you're doing okay. Maybe 5 or 6 if you're slaying a game. So don't be afraid to use your ultimate. And you know, oh, why the fuck would he use his ultimate on one person? How stupid is he? No, he's doing what he has to. Because he's gonna get that ult again. I promise you. He will have his ult again. So please, don't be afraid to use your ultimate. You can hold on to it, I'd say, for about a minute, but after that, you're just wasting time that you could have been getting another ult in after killing 1 or 2 people for free. And then, who knows, it would come up, and yes, sometimes you will miss that perfect opportunity, but you would still win because you used it at every other opportunity. Okay, so what, you don't get the play of the game because you didn't use it at that exact time? Get over it. If your ego fucking won't let you, that sucks to be you, but use your ultimate when you can.